Grombrindal, the White Dwarf. Christmas was a couple weeks ago. I don't know what a short, enraged Santa is doing this far from the North Pole.
You know who I am?
Well, the Santa metaphor is a bit of a stretch. You are a mythical, unnaturally ancient figure with a white beard, but you're a little too short for those boots, and you look like an unhinged meth head. Instead of arriving once a year to deliver presents before flying away on your sleigh, you arrive unpredictably to leave the corpses of your enemies before vanishing in a puff of beard oil.
I'm here now.
Well, if you're sticking around, I should point out that your lore only backs up my points. No one knows where the White Dwarf will appear. He turns up wherever and whenever his folk are hard-pressed. When the odds are against the dwarves, he comes.
I am the White Dwarf.
I just realized something. Grombrindal, you're just the stunty version of Nakai the Wanderer.
The dwarfs need me.
Interesting. That's almost exactly what Nakai would say. You sure you don't have a lizard twin?
You're not right in the head.
Also, I think it's only fair to point out that you're clearly Snorri Whitebeard. You're not fooling anyone. How you managed to live this long after dying is just some Charles Dickens ghost of Christmas past nonsense. You're obviously Snorri, otherwise why do you make a beeline for Malekith in all your campaigns? I mean, there's a reason we're speaking in Naggarond right now.
You are mistaken.
Well, regardless, you're the embodiment of dwarf grudging and elven hatred made manifest. And after advising quite a few of those degenerates, I'm beginning to sympathize with your disposition. I'm pretty sure you're Zerkovich's favorite faction, as your main shtick is hating elves.
Tell them!
I usually despise the stunties, but I can respect an unapologetic man who sticks to his guns. When asked who was the fairest maiden of them all, you disregarded all the options presented and said, "Dwarven women are the best because I say so, and no one can contradict my axe." I have a feeling the Trojan War would have played out differently if the gods approached someone like you instead of that Paris.
You have my axe.
Not that your axe sees much action in a fight. It takes you so long to waddle into battle, you're worse than Vlad. Your short legs essentially force the player to play a slow turtle campaign of attrition. If you've played one dwarf campaign, you've played Grombrindal's too.
No way!
Despite your boundless gamer rage and your legendary racism that would put my uncle to shame, I'm proud of you for tabling your revenge arc to join forces against Archaon. Very impressive behavior, especially for a dwarf.
Aye?
It's a good thing you have the Ancestor Gods mechanic, because your other faction effects are downright terrible. 20% extra weapon strength against elves. To think that you still have the gall to pretend you aren't Snorri Whitebeard.
No chance!
I will say that you have one of the craziest blue lines in the game, making you a solid pick for the first dwarf faction to confederate.
Fearless and unbreakable.
Lastly, I should point out that the buffs you provide to gyrocopters and iron drakes is enough to drive Balthazar Gelt to fits of jealousy. Despite his best efforts, he'll never be able to commit the same unspeakable war crimes to Vietnam that you're capable of. So I can hear some of your thanes playing Fortunate Son over the loudspeaker. Are you ready to bomb these knife ears back to the Stone Age?
It is time.
Good. Don't forget to like and subscribe.